These days my videos look like this. I travel around the world helping people in their homes, and I use brand sponsorship revenue to fund these trips so that my clients don't have to pay a single dollar. And you guys, the viewers, love watching these transformation stories. And they love that I show the real life process in long videos that are transparent and honest. This will come as a surprise to a lot of you, but exactly 10 years ago I published my very first video on YouTube, and without having published that first video, I would not be where I am today, and we would not be the Spacemaker Method. By many metrics, I have become a successful YouTuber. The Spacemaker Method has over 100,000 subscribers. We get over 2 million monthly views. My YouTube income supports a salary for both my husband and I to work full-time for the business. And now we have a team working behind the scenes of Spacemaker Method. I'm proud of what I built because it took me 10 years of grinding to get to this point. I never once had that viral video, and I never once caught that lucky break that changes everything overnight. My story's not an overnight success story. It's just a real life YouTube success story about failing and trying and never giving up. And in celebration of now being on YouTube for 10 years, I want to take you back to where it all began and show you how we became the Spacemaker Method. Exactly 10 years ago, in 2015, I published my very first YouTube video on the April Tandy YouTube channel. I had just moved to Korea and I was feeling influenced by Casey Neistat, and I wanted to vlog my unusual life and share it with my family who didn't really know about what I was doing overseas. And the truth is, when I started, I was bad. I didn't know how to talk on camera. I didn't know how to narrate. Overall, I just lacked confidence in myself, which never translates well on camera. At the time, I never edited a video before, and it was still, social media was still relatively new. Instagram hadn't been around for that long, so just sharing your life publicly was something that was very different to me. It's a very private person. It put me out of my comfort zone, and I had no direction with what I was doing. My only purpose was that I was just having fun and learning something new. So for those 5 years, I ran the April Tandy YouTube channel, posting pretty regularly once a week over the course of those 5 years. If I'm honest with myself, I wanted to be an influencer. I thought it sounded great as a broke teacher who couldn't afford to buy anything. I thought it sounded awesome to get free stuff sent to you in the mail that you just got to share with your audience. I also thought it would be really fun if I could make some money from it because my teacher salary was tiny. But the truth is, in 5 years, I made no money at all. I did do one brand deal with Smart Air, their air purifier company, and we did a collaboration together, which I didn't get paid for, but I did get a free $50 air purifier out of it. A couple of times I got some free skincare sent to me, and I did get free tickets to a museum in Seoul once. I just got back to the hotel after a long day of decluttering at Julia's house, and I want to share with you guys one of my favorite ways to calm my mind and recenter after a long day of decluttering. So I've been using the Calm app for a couple of years now, and Calm is the #1 app for sleep and meditation, giving you the power to calm your mind and change your life. What I love about the Calm app is there's really something for everyone. I use it especially for their meditations, but there's also really calming music that you can just put on in the background. If you're like stressed out at home and you just need to come down from the stress, you can put on, I'm a big fan of nature sounds. One of my favorite things is that all of the meditations that I do are really short. They're about 10 minutes long. There are longer ones, but I don't have time for that. That honestly stresses me out more. I just want something that's short and sweet. So I love that there's a lot of different options regarding how much time you want to spend calming your mind. I feel better after doing it, which is why I've kept doing this for the last couple of years. So if you're like me and you're constantly trying to feel better and just stress less, I highly recommend trying the Calm app. For viewers of the Spacemaker Method, Calm is offering an exclusive offer of 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/spacemaker. Go to calm.com/spacemaker for 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library. That's calm.com/spacemaker. Objectively looking at it, you would say, yes, April, you failed. And looking back, those videos genuinely make me cringe. It was from those 5 years of failure that I learned so much. So really, I'm grateful that I failed for 5 years because I don't know where I would have absorbed all of this information had that not have been the case, or had I have been successful, or had I have been successful with the April Tandy channel, there would be no Space Maker method, because there wouldn't have been a reason to pivot and change courses. During these 5 years, I worked full-time as a teacher, 40 to 50 hours a week, and I spent my free time working on this failed YouTube channel that I was just too stubborn to quit. If you had seen me then, you would have said, the truth is, April, you have no life. You spend 40 or 50 hours a week teaching, and then you come home and with all your free time, you spend filming and editing YouTube videos. How boring. But I believed in myself and that there was a point to all of this. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that I just had to keep going. But after 5 years, I had to face the hard reality that I wasn't going to be the next viral influencer or the next Casey Neistat. So I made the first evolution in treating my YouTube more like a business. And for the first time, I focused less on myself and more of how I wanted to help people. And I wanted to create something that I was more passionate about and something that I was actually good at. That's when I knew it was time to say goodbye to the April Tandy YouTube channel.
They will really miss you. It's been a really good 5 years here, so thank you so much for following the channel all of these years.
And I took my skills, everything that I had been learning over those 5 years, and I took a better plan and I started the Suitcase Designer, which was the first iteration of the Space Maker method.
I'm moving all of my energy and efforts into my other channel, which is the Suitcase Designer. The Suitcase Designer is all about sharing home DIYs and hacks, design kind of tips and tricks that I've picked up through living around the world and traveling. I post on that channel every Tuesday and Friday. I will link it below if you want to check that one out. What most people don't understand is you don't have to have the home or apartment of your dreams in order to have a space that's sexy and functional. Design isn't just for the wealthy, it's not just for homeowners, and it's actually not that complicated. Here on this channel, I'm going to show you how you can create modern, beautiful spaces simply by getting rid of getting organized, making smart choices, and playing to the strengths of wherever you are, whether it's a beautiful home, an apartment, a shoebox, or even your mom's basement. I've been moving around the last 10 years, and these are the tips and tricks that have worked for me to create a beautiful space no matter where I am. I'm April Tandy, and I'm the Suitcase Designer.
The Suitcase Designer started as a passion project, as somebody who was passionate about interior design, but I also was an expat and a traveler, and I was always moving around the world and creating a home wherever I went. I packed rugs and decor and everything in my suitcase, and I set up home wherever I moved around the world. And that was how the Suitcase Designer was born. And that's when I really started hustling and working for free in anyone's home that I could, literally hauling my suitcase of organizers and decor all around the city. And I was too broke at this time to pay for a taxi, so I took the subways and I hauled my suitcase up the stairs and down the streets and all around the city, sometimes commuting 3 hours one way just to get to a home that I would spend all day working at for free, turn around, come home, make a video about it. I literally was the Suitcase Designer, and I would get a referral from one friend, and that one friend would refer me to a different friend, so I'd work in their house for free. But this is when I really started to see some success in a little ad revenue. I think I reached 20,000 subscribers at this time, and I was making between $500 to $1,000 a month, working about 60 hours a week with the Suitcase Designer. But now I was thinking with a business mindset. I was contemplating, where's that intersection of what my audience likes watching but what I'm actually good at. And during this time I was taking that constructive criticism from my audience and I was adjusting the channel to kind of fit both of our needs. So during these initial few years of the Suitcase Designer, I realized that I actually had become that influencer status. I was getting free stuff, I was getting brand deals, I was living off of my YouTube earnings, though it still wasn't a livable wage. I'd started to play that influencer game, but it was during this time that I really started to question what it was I was exactly doing. What was it that I was trying to build? And that's when I came to the realization that I didn't want to be an influencer. And I had become burnt out, and YouTube was starting to significantly impact my mental health. I've always been a very private person, and I didn't want to share my home life or my relationships or just my day-to-day happenings anymore. I wanted to just be in the moment. It was also at this time that I was realizing that the Suitcase Designer is where I started, but it's not where I wanted to go. I knew it was time to evolve and think more long-term and ultimately rebrand and create something that was bigger than me. And this time I took on 2 challenges, for better or worse. I think it was probably for the worse. It was really stressful. The first was to take on the task of writing the Spacemaker Method book. Compiling all the information that I had found actually helps people who are struggling with an overwhelming amount of clutter in their homes, and put that into a book. And I set out to rebrand the Suitcase Designer as the Spacemaker Method. Now that I was thinking more like a business, for the first time ever, I started to see really exciting growth, and we've been slowly and steadily growing ever since. And last December, I hit a huge milestone. We didn't really get to properly celebrate this on the channel, and I'm emotional because this was like a goal of mine for so many years, and it took me 10 years of very hard work to finally get there. I know it's just a silly plaque, but it means a lot to me. And it was the goal that I had for myself 10 years ago when I set out to film that first video. But this is my 100,000 subscriber plaque. I'm so, you know, it's probably just because I'm still jet lagged. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I haven't been home very long. I'm really proud of this plaque though. Thank you everybody who has subscribed to our channel. It took me 10 years to get this. I know a lot of people get it a lot sooner, but I'm just really proud of what we've built. I feel like we've built something substantial, that we have this Spacemaker Method is something that helps and transforms so many people's lives, and that makes me proud. That's what makes me go to sleep at night feeling like I have a purpose in life. That's what keeps me going whenever I'm exhausted after these trips, is that I feel like we're building something bigger than me, bigger than you and I, that can really change lives and make the world a better place. So this was 10 years of hard work. I'm so proud of this. And we've truly become a successful business. We started hiring this year, and we have plans for growth as we expand our team and our business. Looking back over these last 10 years, what I'm most proud of is that there were so many moments when I could have quit. Even when I was failing one bad video after another, I still showed up the next week and tried to do better than what I had the week before, and that's why we are here today. What I've found to be true for my business, for Spacemaker Method, is that success happens whenever you find out how you can help people with what you're good at. And it's so much more fun to help others. It's still work, it's still a full-time job, but at the end of the day, you can go to bed knowing that you made the world a better place. And to me, that's what's most important. And thank you to all of you who have supported the Spacemaker Method and the Suitcase Designer. And if you've been here since the April Tandy original days, you're the reason why we finally got this plaque. Thank you everybody. This channel would be nothing without you. I truly mean that. We would not be able to give our services for free to Julia and Danny and Francesca and Esther and many more that you guys have watched on the channel. We would not be able to do that and change lives without you guys. So thank you so much for supporting us, and I hope we see you whenever we get our gold plaque too. Bye. To check out the Spacemaker Method in real homes around the world, catch our Sunday series every Sunday for real life decluttering, or watch our Friday focus videos for short and sweet videos designed to help you strengthen your declutter muscles. And if you really want to kickstart your space making journey, grab a copy of The Mindful Art of Space Making, available in both hard copy and ebook.